You want to love yourself. You want to believe in your worth and really feel it in your bones. You want to live in softness, self-compassion, and peace. But instead, something inside of you resists. It pulls away. Some part of you deep within just won't let you go there. And even though this may seem illogical, it actually makes total sense. There are quiet reasons, tucked mostly in your subconscious psyche, for why you're struggling to love yourself. Current neuroscience tells us that over 95% of our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and motivations arise from our subconscious. So when your conscious mind says, I truly want to love myself, and another part of you says, don't even go there, it's not a flaw in your character or a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that something is happening below the surface that needs your attention. And these kinds of blocks to self-love are incredibly common. In fact, after my last 2 podcast episodes, all about how to grow in authentic self-love, many people have reached out to me to say that they've been feeling these blocks. So today we're going deeper. We're going to dive beneath the surface of our thoughts and connect with the more subconscious parts of ourselves that are possibly sabotaging our ability to truly love ourselves. In today's somatic meditation to heal your blocks to self-love, we'll be using a technique called regenerating images in memory, which lets us go beneath the surface, update our old stories, and invite in new, kinder patterns of compassionate self-understanding, deep healing, and authentic self-love in a gentle and effective way. And if you find yourself longing for more space to soften, to reconnect, and to truly belong to yourself, I'd love to meet you in person at my Somatic Self-Love Retreat in Costa Rica this coming January. For 7 nourishing days, we'll gather by warm Pacific waters, practicing daily somatic meditations, participating in heart-centered healing workshops, and letting the wild beauty of the jungle remind us that love grows naturally when the conditions are right. Together, we'll explore self-attunement, self-compassion, and the embodied joy of living from the heart, with hammock time and ocean breezes woven between the deeper dives. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karenna with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing that helps you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. And if you want to learn even more about how to connect with your body and emotions in a deep and supportive way, I have a free mini course called the Feel It to Heal It mini course that's available on my website. In 5 powerful mini lessons, it will help you drop in, deepen your compassionate self-understanding, and find more clarity and healing on your journey. Now, before we get started, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now, let's dive in to this somatic meditation to heal your blocks to self-love. So finding a time and a space where it's safe and comfortable to close your eyes and turn your attention within. And with your eyes closed, gently bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing that you can feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Noticing that you can feel your breath causing your chest and tummy to rise and fall. And on your next breath, imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Even imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and your belly button. On your next breath, gently imagine that you could breathe in through your throat and out through your shoulders on both sides. And again, imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your throat and your shoulders. Imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your right ear and out through your left elbow. And imagining the space or the distance between your ear and your elbow. On your next breath, imagine that you could breathe in through your left ear and out through your right elbow. Feeling the space or the distance. And imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your knees and out through the soles of your feet. Feeling the space or the distance. And now just breathing in and out through your heart. So we're going to be focusing on our blocks to self-love in this meditation. So bring to mind a situation where you felt blocked, or a situation where you've just automatically turned to self-judgment instead of self-compassion, or to harshness instead of softness, or, any situation that feels important to you where you didn't show up with self-love. And as you bring that situation to mind, your body is going to have a reaction. It might be a tensing or a change in posture. You might feel something really strongly like a body sensation or an emotion. There's no way to do this wrong. So just noticing the feeling or the reaction that happens in your body. And where do you feel that feeling or reaction the most? Is it more on the right or the left? Or maybe it's centralized, or maybe it's everywhere. Is it more deep or superficial? Is it moving or still? And how big is it? Like, how much space does this feeling or reaction take up within or around you? Noticing the height, width, thickness, and shape of this feeling or reaction. Noticing the color or the texture or the quality of this feeling or reaction in your body. And how would you describe this feeling? Like, what descriptive words would feel right? And now just noticing whatever else you notice about this feeling. And just a reminder that there's no way to do this wrong. So even if you don't get answers to all of these questions, that's okay. The questions help us pay attention differently. So it's okay if you don't get answers. You're just noticing whatever you're noticing. And we're going to label whatever you just noticed, this feeling, this reaction, the size, the color, the shape, everything that you just noticed. We're going to label that your block to self-love. And this block is likely a piece of your consciousness that's just carrying an old wound, or that's frozen in a past pain, or is stuck in some old fear or shame, or something like that. So we're going to deal with this block with a great amount of compassion. So just breathing, and again noticing whatever you're noticing. And we're going to deal with this block in just a moment. But first, before we do that, your imagination is going to call forward a virtual resource to be here with you. And a virtual resource is like a guide or an angel or a friend or an animal. It's really anyone or anything that is safe, loving, and powerful. So just notice who shows up to be here with you. And notice how it feels to have this virtual resource here with you. And if no virtual resource shows up to be here with you, just know that you're surrounded by your circle of guardians every step of the way. Now, with your virtual resource and or your circle of guardians with you, bring your awareness back to the block, the feeling, the shape, the texture, whatever it is you noticed. And with your virtual resource or your circle of guardians with you every step of the way, your imagination is going to take you into the block. It's like you become it. You become the color, the shape, the texture. You know what it knows. You feel what it feels. And you even look out through its perspective. So taking a breath and landing in this block, becoming this block. Now, as this block, you're going to let your words come forward and just finish the following sentences. So, as this block, you're just going to say, what it's like to be me is. Breathing and feeling, surrendering even more into the block. And then as the block, you're just going to say, what I'm feeling deep down is. Breathing and being the block. And as the block, you're just going to say, what I'm afraid would happen if you loved yourself is. breathing and feeling, and speaking as the block, you're just going to say, what I believe about self-love is. Breathing and feeling, and being the block. And as the block, you're just going to say, what I'd rather do if I didn't have to keep you from loving yourself is. Breathing and feeling, and speaking as the block, you're just going to say, deep down, what I really want or need is. Breathing and going even deeper into whatever you're feeling as the block. And speaking as the block, you're just going to say, what would be most supportive to me right now is. Breathing, speaking as the block, you're just going to say, how it feels to say all of this is. Now just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from this block until that feels complete. Now, when that feels complete, your imagination is going to take your awareness out of this block and back into your whole self. So just taking a breath and landing back in the wholeness and totality of you. Now, as your whole self, you're just going to look back at the block and you're going to receive a stream of colored energy coming from that block, representing everything it just shared with you. So noticing the color and the quality of that stream of energy. And noticing where in your body you receive this stream of colored energy first. And just fully receiving all of it. Now, as your whole self, you're just going to speak compassionately back to this block. And you're just going to say, of course, a part of me feels this way because. Breathing and feeling and being your whole self. And as your whole self, you're just going to say, it makes total sense that a part of me would feel this way because. Breathing and feeling and being your whole self. And as your whole self, you're just going to say, what I'm realizing now is. Being your whole self and feeling whatever you're feeling. And speaking as your whole self, you're just going to say, how it feels to realize this is. Now, as your whole self, you're going to reach out gently or compassionately to this block. And as you reach out to this block, you're just going to say, "Block, what I want to say to you is." Breathing, being your whole self, reaching out to the block. And as your whole self, you're just going to say to the block, "Block, what I understand now that I didn't understand before is." And breathing and being your whole self, reaching out to the block, you're just going to say to the block, "Block, how I want to support you moving forward is." And now just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from your whole self to the block until that feels complete. And now just take a moment and feel what's shifted within you. What feels different within you? And what looks different to you now? What do you perceive differently? And giving yourself a gentle breath, just notice what else wants to happen between your whole self and this block for this to feel complete. And just letting whatever wants to happen happen now. Now breathing. We're going to bring this to a close in just a couple minutes. But just know that anything that shifted within you, any realizations that happened, any healing, any releases, it's all a part of you now. It's a part of your cells and your bones, your heart and your mind. And you'll walk forward from this meditation differently into your future. So taking another breath. And just ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs before we bring this to a close, and just listen to any answer it gives you. Now, whenever you're ready, and in your own timing, your unconscious mind is going to let you know that all of this is fully integrated into your cellular memory and your emotional memory by bringing full feeling and weight back into your arms and legs, fingers and toes, and spontaneously opening your eyes. Great work. So, how was that somatic meditation to heal your blocks to self-love for you? What shifted within you? And what do you understand about this block that you didn't understand before? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, you're invited to enroll in my free mini course, the Feel It to Heal It mini course, to experience even more regulation, inner connection, and clarity. And if you're longing to go even deeper in this work, surrounded by nature, community, and somatic practices that truly support your healing, I'd love to invite you to my upcoming Somatic Self-Love Retreat in Costa Rica. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.